What's up, guys? On Saturday, 13th of September, I do not know what to say apart from there's a massive fight in Las Vegas, the Allegiant Stadium, where Canelo Alvarez, who's got a record of 163, lost to 39 KOs, 2 draws, is defending his undisputed super middleweight titles against Terence Bud Crawford, who's got a record of 141, lost 0, 31 KOs. How do I see this fight going? I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be a great fight. Genuinely, Terence Crawford, very slick, switch hitter, can box either stance, southpaw, orthodox. Genuinely, he's done everything good up to this stage. He's daring to be great, going up against Canelo, who is really now, he is legitly a super middleweight. He's been fighting at this weight division, won the world titles at this division, and very comfortable at this division. Terence Crawford is going up in weight, daring to be great, and I cannot knock that. But genuinely, I just feel the weight jump to go up 2 weight classes. I will even say he's had 1 fight at junior middleweight. And at junior middleweight, yes, he fought Israel Madrimov and he got the WBA junior middleweight title. But I just feel going up in weight, he's had a whole year now to transition his body. Because you think about it, he fought Israel Madrimov last year. And yeah, he's had a whole year now to get his body accustomed to the 168-pound division. And I just feel it's going to be one of them fights. Terence Crawford's going to be giving Canelo a lot of trouble for the earlier rounds. And when I say earlier rounds, I'm talking probably like 1 to 4 rounds. 1 to 4, as in 1 up until 4th round. I feel he will be switch hitting, using his movement and try to confuse Canelo. But I just feel when Canelo gets his timing and his distance and he works that pace out, I do believe that Canelo will be a bit too much for Terence Bud Crawford. Don't get me wrong, like I said, Crawford, an exceptional talent, very good, and he's daring to be great, and I cannot knock that. But I just feel going up in weight class. And the other point I kind of make is I feel a bit like the fact that Terence Crawford hasn't really fought at the super middleweight division. We can't really see or, give a sort of like an idea of how will he actually do in this weight class. Will the weight be a bit of too much of an issue for him? Because let's be real, he started at lightweight. And will that be an issue for him going up in this weight class? And he's added up a lot of muscle. Yes, will that tire him out? Canelo's going to be hitting him to the body, to the arms, similar to what he tried to do with Dimitri Bivol. When he was hitting Dimitri Bivol on the biceps, on the outside of his bicep, and kept on punching his arm. But I just feel Terence Crawford's going to have a lot of trouble in that sense. Don't get me wrong, again, the same point. He's going to start off very well. I feel he will give a lot of angles and a lot of, different movement and he'll try to offset Canelo Alvarez each time when he's coming forward. We're giving him something different. But I feel once Canelo Alvarez susses out his distance and his timing, I feel he'll be able to get the job done and start dominating Terence Bud Crawford. Like I said, I think it's going to be an exceptional fight. I think it will be one of them sort of fights that Terence Crawford will do things in the fight that will make Canelo think. But then I feel that Canelo Alvarez will get in there and notice what he's done. Because don't forget as well, we talk about when he lost to Floyd Mayweather. Yes, he was very young, 23 years old, but he learnt a lot from that fight. And yes, he lost to Dimitri Bivol, but Dimitri Bivol was the WBA light heavyweight champion at that time. So there was no, shame in losing to that. And Dimitri Bivol was throwing punches and bunches, and he just kept on throwing. Now, yes, I can take into account the benefits that Crawford brings to the game. The fact that Crawford does switch hit, and when he switch hits, he uses a lot of movement to move around in. But in the Israel Madrimov fight, yes, styles make fights. Israel Madrimov, you know, is an Olympian. He's very good, bouncing around, coming forward. He was a bit hard to suss out at first, but we saw glimpses that it looked like Terence Crawford was really struggling with the weight as well in that fight. And I just feel like, although the later rounds, championship rounds, he went in there and he won them rounds, which I give him credit for, I just feel it was, you know, it was a lot more difficult than what it was. And yes, we can understand that going up in a weight class is a big thing. But this time he's jumping up 2 weight classes and he's daring to be great. So I can't knock him for that, and I give him props for that. The other thing for me is Canelo's, people talk about the school performance. Yes, take into account School wasn't really engaging much in that fight, right? School was moving around and not throwing anything back, but he was on the back foot all the way through. So we can't really go off that performance from Canelo, because I feel that Canelo in this fight is going to be a bit more up for it, because the whole world believes, or most people, most pundits and a lot of boxing purists believe that Terence Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. So obviously he's having all these people thinking, wait a minute, he's going to go in there and he's going to beat Canelo. So he wants to prove something wrong and say, okay, you really think it's going to be that easy? Well, then come in there in my weight class and beat me. It's not going to be easy. So he wants to prove a point. And you can't knock Canelo for that. But I'm not going to go by this Williams School performance, because I feel that Canelo is a lot better than that. And yes, I am a big Canelo fan, but I will say that this fight is very interesting because of the fact that, you know, Crawford is one of them sort of fighters that he's very competitive. So, and Canelo's very competitive as well. And that's what's going to make this fight a very, very good matchup in that sense, because they're both equally as competitive as each other, and no man is willing to lose. And if Crawford pulls it off, then yes, you know, he's beaten someone in the era that pound for pound list, and yeah, of his generation, he's beaten someone of that. Canelo wins. People are going to say, well, Terence Crawford was really, you know, the smaller man, so it was expected. So I don't really feel Canelo's going to get the credit as much as, you know, he should. But going off the point of the style fight and how it gels, Canelo can go in there and use his head movement to step in and use the lead right hand all the time in Crawford's stomach. So when he starts throwing them shots and trying to systematically break him down, I feel that will be a very good benefit for Canelo. Now, Crawford's going to be pivoting off each time, but even when Canelo slows him down, and there's going to have to be stages where Terence Crawford's going to have to stand there and trade with Canelo. And I feel that will be Canelo's best chance, really, because Crawford's going to be moving around. He's going to use a lot of movement. I know, you know, that's going to be the case. Being the bigger man, he's going to want Canelo being the bigger man and Crawford being the one that's going up in weight. He's going to make sure he tries to use that lateral movement as much as he can. So that's why I feel a bit like going up in the weight class, putting on the weight, will it be beneficial for him? Let's see. But my prediction is I feel Canelo Alvarez will pull it off. But let me know what your thoughts are on the fight itself and how do you see it going. There's a lot of back and forth with a lot of people. Some people are picking Canelo. Some people are not picking Canelo. Some people are picking Crawford. Some people are not picking him. But I'm just looking forward to a great night of boxing. Let me know what your thoughts are. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment down below. Hit the notification button. Hit the like button. Triple B Boxing TV. Thank you.